Hello race fans and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we have traveled up to the Milwaukee Mile for the Milwaukee 80. This is going to be race number 11 in the More Freedom series, season 3, and the points race has just gotten all shaken up after the win last week by Ice Cream Some Days. So let's go through your top 10 in points. Again, your points leader is going to be the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. Second place will be the 80 of Hog Eric. Third will be the 38 of Baseman. Fourth will be the 69 of Arco Creates. Fifth will be the 329 of Heck of a Doober. Sixth will be the 999 of Deviant. Tied for seventh will be the 660 of Garrett Miller and the 300 of Resemble. Ninth will be the 00 of Mudbone, and rounding out your top 10 will be the 72 of Duchess. So at your top 10 in points, as you can see, shake up at the top with Ice Cream Some Days leading the way right now. Your team points shows KFB Racing still leading the way with 169 points, but Aces to Zen Motorsports in second, Douche Motorsports third, MBR fourth, and in fifth is Dump and Roll Racing. Toyota still leads your chassis standings with Chevy not a close second, but today could change that. So this is going to be, I feel like it's going to be an exciting race today here at Milwaukee. The crowd is starting to file in. These cars are getting ready to go, so let's go racing. As I start off pit road, let's go through your starting top 10. Starting on the pole is going to be the 38 of Baseman, and on his outside, the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Starting third will be the 49 of Jetman, and on his outside, the 42 of ZWTF. Starting fifth will be the 329 of Heck of Doober, and on his outside, the 51 of AJM 2588. Starting seventh will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack, and on his outside, the 13 of King of the Aces. Starting ninth will be the 999 of Deviant, and on his outside, starting 10th will be the 143 of Mom Games Hard. That's your starting top 10, as Baseman will be leading us down to take the green flag today for KFB Racing. KFB still putting on a heck of a show this year as they are leading the team points. We're going to see what Baseman has for everybody as he brings us down to the green flag here at Milwaukee for 80 laps of green flag action. Green flag is out and we are underway. Down into turn one, Baseman with the lead. The 49 of Jetman right behind him. The 3 of Geek Girl Games on his outside. Battling it out right now, G3 with a great run down the backstretch. She might come out in front. There we go. She drops down in front of that 38 of Baseman. So G3 leading the way right now, coming off of turn 4. Baseman to the outside. G3 up with the block. She's going to lead lap number 1 as they head down into 1 and 2. Out of 1 and 2 they go. Baseman still in second. G3 leading the way. Battle in the back for fourth position between the 329 of Heck of a Doober, the 29 of Wishbone Attack, and the 42 and the 51 right there. As the 29 of Wishbone Attack into the right rear of that 329 of Heck of a Doober, trying to move him out of the way right now. So very, very aggressive to start this race by the 29 of Wishbone Attack, trying to get around that 329 of Heck of a Doober. As his teammate, that 49 of Jetman, works around to the inside of the second place car, almost to the inside of the second place car, 38 of Baseman. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, your top 10 will be on the left. Your favorite driver scrolling across the top. Your leader still that 3 of Geek Girl Games. We'll jump it back here to this action in the back as the 329 and the 29 still battling with the 51 of AJM. Down into the turn at 329. Getting a little tap again from that 29 of Wishbone Attack as they go 2 by 2 basically through the rest of the entirety of the field. The 29 to the outside right now of the 329. So Wishbone Attack trying it on the outside now as Doober getting stuck down at the bottom. The 29 of Wishbone Attack able to push his teammate, the 51 of AJM, around that 329 of Heck of a Doober on the outside. So AJM up to the 4th position. No, the 5th position. Currently, Doober still resides in the 6th position. But double file action right now on this track from 5th on back. We're checked back up here at the front as G3 getting a little bit of a lead right now. 0.3 of a second over now second place, the 49 of Jetman. So Jetman able to get around the 38 of Baseman as the 42 of ZWTF down to the inside. Baseman on the outside, 42 of ZWTF on the inside. Out of 1 and 2 they come. That 51 of AJM starting to think about trying to catch up here as they battle side by side. It's going to allow him to close in. As that looks like that 29 of Wishbone Attack able to get around the 329 of Heck of a Duber. The number 1 of Jamal Jackson trying to get down to the inside of that 999 of Deviant. So Jamal down to the inside of the 999. Here comes that 25 of JTM. Riding up high on the outside of that number 1 of Jamal Jackson. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Still up high is that 25. King of the Aces falling back a little bit right now as his car doesn't look like it's as good on the outside as some of these other folks, as Deviant able to retain his position on the outside with a little bit of draft help from that number 25 of JTM. Check back up here at the front as 2-car breakaway right now with the number 3 of Geek Girl Games and that 49 of Jetman. Double orange car up here at the front as that Reese's car for G3 and G3 Motorsports and the 49 of Jetman, his Bengals car for MBR. There's like a light orange chrome going on that 49 of Jetman. Very noticeable car for G3 with that Reese Peanut Butter Cups livery she's got this year. Jump back through the field, see what's going on as that number 1 of Jamal Jackson is now on the outside of the 25 of JTM. So JTM trying to get down to the inside this time on the number 1 of Jamal Jackson. JTM pushing hard on the inside, Jamal on the outside. The 143 of Mom Games Hard trying to help that 1 of Jamal Jackson around the 25 of JTM. This is going to be a battle for the 10th position right now. Actually, the 9th position. As Jamal on the outside able to get around the 25 of JTM. JTM's got contention now by that number 143 of Mom Games Hard. Back behind him is the number 20 of Adam B5000 and the 69 of Arco Creates. So King finally able to stop the bleeding, get down to the bottom line right now here on lap number 12. Check back up at the front of the race here as the 3 and the 49 still battle it out. Actually, they're kind of just spreading their distance between themselves and third place as they're currently up about a second over the 38 of Baseman right now, who has the 42 of ZWTF following him, and another 2 more MBR cars with the 51 and the 29 right there. But again, it doesn't mean anything unless you can't get in and out of the pits successfully and have good pit stops here at Milwaukee. It's going to be a tricky entrance into the pits today, as it is just, you're going to have to get on the brakes and get in before you get into the end of the pit road wall. As the 69 of Arco Creates the outside of that 20 of Adam B5000. Here comes that 33 of Harvey Jones. He's trying to work on the outside. Right behind him is that 799 of Mike Check and the 07 of Douche Baggins. So Harvey working on the outside. Isn't able to make that pass on the outside of the 20 of Adam B5000. Leaves the door open for that 799 of Mike Check and that 07 of DB. Along with your points leader, there's the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days as she works inside of her teammate, the number 23 of Fuller Than You. So Ice Cream currently running way back in the, let's see, where is it? She's in the, not really way back. She's about halfway back into the 18th position. Started the day in the 20th position, so a couple position gain for today in the race. Again, we still have pit stops to go, but good run on the inside of that 23 of Fuller Than You. So sometimes your car's working good on the inside, sometimes it's working good on the outside. So we'll see what the rest of the day brings for all these drivers, as we just have a conglomeration of cars right here, as that 00 of Mudbone works around the 23 of Fuller Than You. Here comes the 11 of TC Roberts, another Aces to Z Motorsports car. Down to the inside of the 72 of Duchess. as I think that low line, the rubber's starting to lay down on the low line, and it's starting to get a little bit faster than the high line right now. Keep jumping back through this field, see what's going on in the back of the pack. Currently last place is the 80 of Hall Garrick. That's a surprise as he's currently second in points. We'll see if he can get his car fixed up during the pit stops and get a little bit of, loose, tight, whatever's going on with his car. We'll see what he does as we hit the pit stops. But your leader on the track still going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, followed along by that 49 of Jetman. They've now increased their lead over the 38 and the 42 to 1.4 seconds. As they're just, the 49 of Jetman, he's just content to ride right now behind the 3 of Geek Girl Games. As G3 just checks off lap after lap here. Currently up to 18 laps led now on the day for the number 3. Definitely needed for G3. Let's see where she's running at in the points right now. So she's currently 14th in points. So a great day today for her could definitely boost her back into the top 10. She recently lost 3 positions last week. So she was in 11th last week and has lost 3 positions to 14th as of right now. So good run so far for that number 3 car. We'll see what she does when the pit stops come, which probably, I'm guessing, are within the next handful of laps, because we're at lap 21. I'm betting this is going to be a 2-stop race. So within the next handful of laps, we'll see cars starting to pit, and we'll see what happens in the pits. As you know, anything can happen during pit stops at any point in these races, as things just get wild and crazy on pit road. As now the 51 and the 29 have caught up to the 42 of ZWTF. So AJM and Wishbone Attack now to the back bumper of the 42 of ZWTF for Juice Deuce Racing. Single car team this year for Juice Deuce Racing. He's currently running team points, 12th in points. He's right now running 21st in the More Freedom standings. So rough go so far this year for that 42 of ZWTF. Historically, he's been towards the front, but new car, new ownership this year. Went from the Skull Bandit last year to the his own car and Grizzly as the sponsor this year. So, growing pains for that 42, but, single car team, maybe next year he can work in a deal where he gets somebody else in, and just to help along with his team points and, all the stuff going forward that the teams need. As the 49 of Jetman down to the inside of that 3 of Geek Girl Games. Headed down the front stretch. Jetman with the pass on the leader. The 49 of Jetman goes to the lead. G3 back to second place. So Jetman with tired of riding behind the number 3 of Geek Girl Games for the last 22 laps. Finally makes that pass and is now our leader as we're getting close to pit stops. So Jetman with the lead, G3 back to second place. So again, low line here at Milwaukee coming in now as we, get 25 laps in. So normally, like we had seen in the IROC Series race earlier this week, that high line really, really worked, but today here for the More Freedom Series race, that low line is actually a little bit better than the high line for some people. J3 made that pass on the outside at the beginning of the race over Baseman. And there was a few outside passes earlier. We'll check back through this field, see what's going on. Kind of riding along, hanging out. Most of these drivers looks like the 06 of the Ice Cream some days got around the 07 of Douchebaggin. So Ice Cream now up to the 17th position as we do have pit stops. Number 3 of Geek Girl Games into the pits. So second place on the track, the number 3 of Geek Girl Games making her way down and into her pit stop. We'll watch and see what she gets going on here. Get you from the helicopter cam. Looks like she's got right sides going on right now. That fuel going into her car. Left side tires going on now for that number 3 at Geek Girl Games. And she is down and away. So good pit stop for the 3. Probably, maybe, I don't know. We'll find out, right? As she gets ready to merge back onto the backstretch. Here comes all these other cars. That merge point right here, and then all these other drivers trying to work into the pits. As Wishbone Attack took over our lead that last time. That's the 34, a Super Snake, is into the pit road wall. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution or not, but G3 currently looks like she's going to be behind the 49 of Jetman. Wishbone Attack still being shown as your leader right now. 49 of Jetman working down the front stretch. Looks like he's going to be your leader, probably most likely as of right now, as that 29 of Wishbone Attack now coming out of the pits. We're going to watch him exit, see where he comes out at. Looks like he's going to probably come out in 3rd position as the 42 of ZWTF. Trying to get down to the inside of the 51 of AJM. But your leader on the track is the 49 of Jetman. We'll try to catch up with that 34 of Super Snake, as he is indeed being shown out of the race. As you saw just briefly him running into the end of pit road wall, that's going to put him out of the race. As we're still waiting on timing and scoring to update, as number 3 Geek Girl Games down to the inside of that 49 of Jetman. Here on lap number 31, G3 down to the inside. Jetman fighting on the outside. G3 run off the turn, drag race down the backstretch into 3 and 4. G3 with the nose over the 49. Great run out of 3 and 4. G3 will be your leader here on lap number 33. So after leading 6-ish laps there, Jetman will lose the lead again to that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. We'll see if he can stay with her or if she's just going to blow his doors off here. But awesome run by that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Retakes the lead here on lap number 33. 7 laps till halfway. We'll see if she can hang out up there, lead at halfway, and possibly lead the most laps today. So she's already looking at 5 bonus points for leading a lap, and she might be able to get 10 for leading at 5 for leading at halfway, and 5 for leading the most laps. So she's looking at possibly 15 bonus points coming if she can lead here for the next 6 or so laps. So MBR right now, 2, 3, and 4 on the track. As a 329 of Heck of a Duber, looks like he's starting to make a run now, as he was able to get around that 42 of ZWTF, and he is working his way up to the 51 of AJM, about actually not even a second off of AJM right now is that 329 of Heck of a Duber. So Duber's car looking really strong after that pit stop. So whatever they had issues going on, Duber's crew for Douche Motorsports definitely got under there, got in, put in some wedge, took something out, but definitely his car is looking a lot better after his pit stop. As the 25 of JTM makes his way up to 8th place after those pit stops. That's 4 of the 6 MBR drivers in the top 10 right now. As the 69 of Arco Creates, this is a battle for position with the 999 of Deviant. Deviant on the outside, the 143 of Mom Games Hard to the outside as well. Here comes that 799 of Mike Check. We're going to see if Deviant has what it takes to get around that 69 of Arco Creates on the outside. He's going to get a little help from the 143, but I think that draft with the 799 down into 1 and 2 is going to help Arco more than that draft by the 143 of Mom Games Hard. So Arco definitely is going to keep his position here as the 799 of Mike Check trying to work underneath that 999 of Deviant. Deviant able to slide down in front of him. Mom Game's Hard kind of hanging out to dry as Deviant tries to get to the outside. Crossover move down the front stretch into 1 and 2. Deviant down to the inside. He tried it on the outside. He's back to the inside as he's down the back. As we go down the back stretch, Arco drag races out of the turn. So Arco with a stout car down the back stretch. Jump back through this field some more. See what's going on back here. See where our points leader is. There's our points leader, the 06. She has currently running in the 27th position. So not a great pit stop for our points leader, the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. Lost about 10 spots on that pit stop. But back up here at the front, that 49 of Jetman not letting G3 out of his sights as she will be your halfway leader today here at Milwaukee. So G3 leads at halfway here at Milwaukee. She's going to get those 5 extra bonus points as she's led 30 laps here. I'm doing some math, and so we've got 39 laps left. So if she leads 6, carry the 1, add 2, divide by pi. If she leads like 4 more laps, she's going to have she'll have led the most laps today. It was only if the 49 of Jetman could have caught up to her and got around her, but he's falling back a little bit right now. As I was doing that math, science and math stuff, that 49 of Jetman fell back a little bit. So we're going to see if he lets his tires cool, makes a run here at the end of this fuel run, as that should put us about lap 50-ish for pit stops. So we'll have about 30-ish laps to go right there at the end, as that 329 of Heck of a Duber has now made it to the back bumper of the 51 of AJM. So trying to break up this MBR 3 and 4 is that 329 of Heck of a Duber for Douche Motorsports. As it looks like that number 25 of JTM working down to the inside of the 42 of ZWTF. That was a pass for position, as JTM does get it on the last lap, and he is trying to hang on to it here, as the 42 is ZWTF fighting on the outside right now. As the 51 of AGM tries to get down to the inside of his teammate, the 29 of Wishbone Attack. So AJM recognizing that Duber is here and wants to get around him. He is now fighting to stay in front of that 329, as the 329 of Heck of a Duber almost gets into the back bumper of that 51 of AJM. Maybe returning the favor, as the 29 also got into the back bumper of the 329. So Duber down to the inside right now on the 51 of AJM off the turn. Down the back stretch, AJM with not much of a lead over that 329 through the turn. Actually, Duber coming off the turn ahead of the 51 of AJM, as the 1 of Jamal Jackson jumps up to the top lane. He's now down to the inside of that 51. So it looks like AJM might lose 2 positions here. One to the 329 and the other one to the number 1 of Jamal Jackson. Down the backstretch, Duber up in front of him now. Completes the pass here on lap number 48. Again, getting close to those pit stops, as the 49 of Jetman, again, making a little bit of a run here right at the end of this fuel and tire run. Trying to close back in on that 3 of Geek Girl Games, who again has led now 40, will have led 40 laps, and will have led the most laps here today at Milwaukee. So started on the outside pole and was able to grab the lead on lap number 1 on the outside. So awesome job so far for the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. And in the pits for her pit stop, also a great job. So G3 Motorsports is looking good right now as her teammate, the 143 of Mom Games Heart, currently in the 13th position. So Jamal and Duber both get around that 51 of AJM. Here comes his teammate, the 25 of JTM. Now in position to possibly make a pass on him as well. JTM finally able to get around the 42 of ZWTF and fully make that pass, and has now closed into his teammate, the number 51 of AJM. Single file mostly through the rest of this field, it's looking like, as we got the 96 of Nico 2588 down to the inside of that 00 of Mudbone. So Nico making the pass on the 00. Here comes that number 300 of Resemble. He's down to the inside. Ooh, very close down into 1 and 2 with that 300 of Resemble and the 00 of Mudbone. That 07 of Douche Baggins trying to push the 300 of Resemble as Rise doesn't get a great run off the turn. Jump back up here to the front. Make sure we don't miss these pit stops, which I'm guessing should be coming up as G3 has now lengthened her lead over the 49 of Jetman to a half second. So about a 1/10 of a second, 200ths of a second a lap maybe. She's gaining on that 49 of Jetman right here at the end of this fuel run. So good car. Like whatever they did with her car right there during her pit stop definitely has given her a little bit of advantage. You know, Jetman led those few laps, but once G3 got her tires warmed up and everything going, she was just rocket ship on rails and just pulling away right now over that 49 of Jetman. Starting lap 55, inching ever closer to the final pit stop here at the Milwaukee Mile. As currently in 36th is going to be that 72 of Duchess. So Duchess has fallen back here right at the end of this race as she started 24th and has fallen back now to 36th. So rough day for that 72 of Duchess and the 660 of Garrett Miller. Garrett running 7th in the points right now, and this 35th place, if it's where he finishes, will definitely not help his point situation at all. As himself and his teammate, as G3 is into the pits. Your leader into the pits for the final time. Here comes that 329 and the 42. Heading this long way down pit road is that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. And all her fans in the stands got their fingers and toes and everything else crossed right now. They're praying that no shenanigans happen on the racetrack that cause her to just get this win ripped out of her grasp, as it's a 4-tire stop for that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Fuel going in, and she is down and away for the final time here at Milwaukee. Back out on the track is going to be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. She's going to come out right behind, looks like that 96 of Nico, who not a battle for position at all. There's the 300 of Resemble. Great stuff for that 329 of Heck of a Duber. So Duber with an amazing stop there for Douche Motorsports. As the 23 of Fuller Than You into the end of pit road wall. Checking this flag. We're still green right now, so that 23 of Fuller Than You into the end of pit road wall. Here comes that 49 of Jetman. It's a drag race down the backstretch. The 49 of Jetman down to the inside of the 3 of Geek Girl Games. G3 with warmer tires than that 49 of Jetman. He's sliding up, pushing her to the outside. Drag race down the front stretch. G3 with got the other cars. G3 able to sneak around on the outside of that number 49 of Jetman. So G3 coming out of the pits, drag racing down the backstretch. able to retain the lead as of right now. Looks like at 23 of Fuller Than You, by virtue of him slamming into the end of pit road wall, will be out of this race. So as a note, the 300 of Resemble did lead a lap. So did the 88 of NM, and another lap led by that 29 of Wishbone Attack. So your leader on the track again is that 3 of Geek Girl Games, as we do have a caution here, folks. We do have a caution as she is almost into the back of that 619 of Big Slick, balls deep. Everybody checking up right now for this caution. Very, very close right there, coming off of 4, and G3 almost getting into the back of that number 619 of Big Slick. Very, very, very close. Checking over the standings as of right now, the pit stops had all finished. Looks like there was an incident between the 619 and the 660. That may be what, because they're showing a lap down right now. We'll check that in just a moment. We're going to see if anybody elects to do pit stops here, as looks like G3 is staying out. So let's go see what brought out this caution. Well, this caution is going to be brought out by a little bit too aggressive on the part of the 619, a Big Slick, balls deep for KFB Racing. You can see MGH coming out of the pits right here in front of the 13 and the 619. They are at speed, but we're very close to the turn. So a little bit too aggressive. Probably should have used the brakes here, but you'll see what happens as the 619 gets into the back of this 43 of Mom Games Hard, and that turns him in front of the 13 of King of the Aces. So that's what's going to bring out this caution. We'll keep an eye on and see what happens with the 619 here, as we see some shenanigans going on at the bottom of the track between the 999, the 8, and the 07, as he is just puffing along. Here comes the leaders, or at least the end of the pack. And there's your leader, the 3 of Geek Girl Games. So almost disaster for that number 3 of G3. But that's what brought out your caution here, with 17 laps to go here at the Milwaukee Mile for this Milwaukee 80. Let's go through the folks that are out of the race right now. By that caution, the 619 of balls deep for KFB Racing will be out. The 23 of Fuller Than You for Aces to Z Motorsports will be out. And the 34 of Super Snake for Amish Buggy Racing will also be out of the race. Currently showing 1 lap down is the 660 of Garrett Miller. Let's go through your top 10 right now. So your leader on the track with 1 lap to go until green is the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Second will be the 49 of Jetman. Third will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Fourth will be the 329 of Heck of a Doober. Fifth will be the number 1 of Jamal Jackson. Sixth will be the 42 of ZWTF. Seventh will be the 51 of AJM. Eighth will be the 300 of Resemble. So awesome pit stop by that 300 team, putting him up to 8th position. Ninth will be the 25 of JTM, and rounding out your top 10 will be the number 38 of Baseman. As a note, your points leader currently running in the 21st position. As we come out of turn 4 right now, into turn 4, and getting ready to bring us back to the green is that number 3 of Geek Girl Games, the 660 of Garrett Miller down to her inside. That is not for position. Garrett is a lap down. So G3, the 49, the 29, all going to have to battle it out with the 660 of Garrett Miller as we come down to the front stretch. And we are back underway here at Milwaukee. So down into the turn, taking advantage right now is that 49 of Jetman with G3 on the outside. We're going to see if she can push it on the outside, get around that 660 of Garrett Miller, and keep him a lap down, and B, stay in the lead over the 49 of Jetman. Jetman is right there to that back bumper of that 660 of Garrett Miller, as not sure who's going to lead that lap, as that was very, very close for the lead. G3 stuck on the outside right now with that 49 of Jetman and his teammate, the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Jetman bumped by that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. So Wishbone Attack pulls to the lead, cuts off that 3 of G3, and she gives him a little bump to let him know she's there. So, excuse me, your leader now with 14 laps to go is the number 49 of Jetman. G3 now battling it out for second place with another MBR car, that 29 of Wishbone Attack. Wishbone now getting contention right now from the 329 of Heck of a Duber. Duber led the points for a significant part of the first part of this season, up until last week when he fell. Yeah, last week when he fell to 5th position after it being taken over by the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days. So he is looking to jump back up, as several of these drivers are way behind him, especially the 80 of Hog Eric currently running in the 26th position. Baseman is pretty close to him, but he is now trying to work under that 29 of Wishbone Attack. We're going to see what G3 does as he tries to catch up to that 49 of Jetman. Currently 0.47 seconds, so almost a half second back. Actually, a half second back right now on that 49 of Jetman as he's trying to work to the outside, maybe to the inside of that 660 of Garrett Miller. So Duber unable to make the pass on the 329 of Wishbone Attack, and Duber back to the 4th position. Wishbone Attack up to retains his 3rd position right now. As we have a couple more MBR cars right here, the 51 and the 25. Trying to get down. We're going to see, I thought, and there's that drop down to the inside for the 42 of ZWTF. He's down into the inside of that 329 of Heck of a Duber. Duber trying to work hard on the outside. His tires are pretty good on the outside for that 42 as he drops down in front of the 42 of ZWTF, the 25 of JTM down to the inside of his teammate, the 51 of AJM. As JTM now trying to get to the back bumper of that 42 of ZWTF. Here comes that 300 of Resemble and the 1 of Jamal Jackson, as the 33 of Harvey Jones now works his way into the 10th position, going past the 38 of Baseman as the 20 of Adam B5000 on the outside of that 38 of Baseman, trying to work into the 11th position. Battle for 11th right now as the 13 of King of the Aces to the outside, giving a little bit of drafting help to the 20 of Adam B5000. Jetman starting to increase his lead right now over that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. As also awesome pit stops by the 00 and the 88. So the 00 of Mudbone, who was running in the back of the pack for a lot of this race, is now, via those pit stops, worked his way up to the 14th position. Checking back up here at the front. Your leader on the track, still that 49 of Jetman. He's getting a little bit of draft off of that 660 of Garrett Miller. So Garrett technically on the lead lap right now. Last car on the lead lap. But that 49 of Jetman is going to get a little bit of a draft here from the 660 of Garrett Miller. Allow him to at least keep the distance between himself and G3, as G3 right now is about 0.8 seconds behind this 49 of Jetman with 5 laps to go here. So that caution we don't know what would have happened if there hadn't been a caution, but definitely did not play into the favor of the number 3 of Geek Girl Games, as she's now got a rear view mirror full of the 29 of Wishbone Attack. So here at Milwaukee, MBR are looking very, very strong, as currently 1st and 3rd, as well as 6th and 7th today. The 88 currently 15th, and the 96 is currently 21st. So MBR looking pretty strong here. Checking over some of these other teams. KFB Racing currently, the number 1 is Jamal Jackson running in 10th. And Aces to Z Motorsports does not have a driver right now in the top 10. So that's a big surprise for Ace of the Z, as they'd had, fourth win. And so they were doing really well, maybe just not today here at Milwaukee, as with about 2 or 3 laps to go here, Jetman now up by 1.1 seconds over that 3 of Geek Girl Games down the front stretch. As he's starting to catch up right now to the 660 of Garrett Miller. So G3 will lead at halfway, lead the most laps, and get 5 bonus points. With this 49 of Jetman will get 5 bonus points for leading the lap, but all that matters is the win as he takes the white flag here at Milwaukee. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go for this 49 of Jetman, as he comes off of 1 and 2 down the backstretch. No contention from G3, as she right now is falling back to 1.3 seconds. Down the front stretch comes the number 49 of Jetman. Out of turn 4, your winner today here at Milwaukee is the 49 of Jetman. So Jetman able to pull out the win today over that number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Thanks to that caution brought out by the 619, a big slick, balls deep. I know he's going to be super excited, but let's go through your top 10. Again, your winner is the 49 of Jetman. Second will be the number 3 of Geek Girl Games. Third will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Fourth will be the 329 of Heck of a Doober. Fifth will be the 42 of ZWTF. Sixth will be the 25 of JTM 2588. Seventh will be the 51 of AJM 2588. Eighth will be the 300 of Resemble. Ninth will be the 1 of Jamal Jackson. And rounding out your top 10 will be the number 20 of Adam B 5000. So, awesome race today by that 49 of Jetman. But next week, we go to Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 80. Looking forward to that. That should be an amazing race at Indy. We'll see what happens. I mean, the last few races have been spectacular. Hopefully, Indy continues that trend. Let's go through your current points, as I'm not sure what it's going to be. We'll find out as the 06 of Ice Cream Some Days finished 23rd today. Eric finished in the 26th position. So the ones that may benefit today would be the 69 of Arco Creates, the 329 of Heck of a Doober, and possibly that 38 of Baseman, but we'll see what the points look like. You're seeing them. We'll also check those team points, see how MBR did with 4 drivers in the top 10, see if they were able to catch up to that KFB Racing who was leading before or at the start of the race. We'll see what the team points look like, and those chassis points, as Dodge had a great day today here at Milwaukee. I know where we are. So again, congratulations to the number 49 of Jetman for MBR. Fantastic race, took advantage of that caution, able to get around the 3 of Geek Girl Games, finished by 1.4, almost 1.5 seconds up over her, and pulled out that win. So congratulations again to the 49 of Jetman. And until next week at Indianapolis, take care.